Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope people ready for this because I'm bringing the heat this morning. I'm really bringing some heat. I'm glad my brother John Tail jumped on because I definitely I want to get into this morning because yesterday Minnesota Republican Representative um, hmm, hmm, Walter Hudson and I was definitely going to bring this up later, uh, but it's something that I feel that needs to be talked about. And I know I'm on my phone. I'm not used to doing this like this, but let me see if I can bring it up. Share my screen.
It's all good, brother. I'm gonna head to the computer anyway. I was laying here all night. I ain't
I
get much sleep.
figured, and I
I was working
honestly I
on stuff.
wasn't even gonna go this depth into it. But when I seen you jump on, I was like, no, because I really, 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 really want, you know what I'm saying?
Might as
Uh,
well.
your thoughts on this, man, because this is a black man who is a state legislator representative in Minnesota, and you've literally seen white state legislators, congressmen, uh, who are running for president who are white, and maybe it's for political reasons that are saying that this shooting is not justified, and saying that there needs to be things done. I mean, Dean Phillips isn't the only one. We have Amy Klobuchar, Tina Smith, so many others that are coming out and saying that this shooting was unjustified. But then you have black Republicans that are coming out and saying that the shoot was justified. And it's like, what the fuck is really going on? Because how does it where a white man who has no experience of being black, never been pulled over for being black, but yet a black man, but then maybe, yeah, I thought about it this morning, maybe he's never honestly been treated like a black man. Maybe they don't see his color like that. And this goes for a couple of them. It goes for this conservative dude too, named AK Kamara. It's like they come out here and spin this black narrative, just like Clarence Thomas, just like Kendall Qualls, all of these wannabe Uncle Ruckus ass niggas that come out here and be like affirmative action didn't do this, or now they're saying that this black man. This is where I know people don't know. Just see, I'm not used to doing this on my phone, man. So I just had to put "do not disturb." Um, this is the part that bugs me. It's the part that bugs me for the simple fact that you have other black. They don't even want our experience. They just come out here and just spit off the top of the dome because they ain't never lived in North Minneapolis. They've never lived in, let's say, Chicago or Philadelphia. They come from smaller areas where if your family has stature in certain communities, they're not gonna see you as black. They're gonna see you as, oh, he one of us. He might be, a little darker, but he one of us. They don't even see him as a nigga. That's the crazy part for me. They don't even see him as black. Let me know when you on Twitter, bro. When you get to the laptop, because I want you to look up Walter Hudson.
Bet.
Or you can, if you actually go to my page and you go to my replies, I just replied to him not more than, I would say, like, that was one of the first things I did this morning.
Yeah.
When I seen, yeah, I went to the bathroom. Man, I didn't even wake and bake this morning yet. That's how fucking pissed off his reply got me.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't even wake and bake. I ain't even hit my pen yet or nothing like that. I ain't hitting my motherfucking pen sheet.
Very
Didn't
fine.
roll no blunt. None of
Right.
that. This motherfucker had me this hot this morning that I literally walked for like 25 minutes to gather some thoughts and grab my little mojo, my little Karuba, my little hazelnut coffee,
Right.
and yeah, because this shit is. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of even the Democrats coming out and saying that these shootings are unjustified, but then that's all they do. Or they want to give prayers and thoughts. What the fuck does that do? Because we're out here actually losing bodies. We're losing lives, and not just from the police,
Right.
and not just from the police. Because
Right.
I don't want another 2020 happening again. Because I feel like with everything that is going on, right? They want to compare this to, they had a big old press conference yesterday at 5 o'clock at the Hennepin County Government Center, and asking for the firing of the state patrol officers, right? The state troopers, which I totally stand behind. But stop comparing it to Justine Diamond and Muhammad Noor's situation, because these are two different situations. Are they similar in context a little bit?
A little,
Yes,
yeah.
a little. But to me, this is more similar to Dante
Agree.
and Kim Potter
Right.
than more of a, because this is showing, see, in the Potter situation, she made a mistake, but still got found guilty of making a mistake. She
Right.
got found criminally liable, not civilly. She was civilly liable, but not just her, because the city of Brooklyn Center was also liable too, right? So, just like we seen in St. Paul, just this week when the jury came back and found that the officer in the city of St. Paul was civilly liable for the death of Cordell Handy, but not criminally. So this is where this statute that I just put up, 609.065, justifiable taking of life, we have to get legislation changed. We have to. We have to. When there is things that are in place that protect police officers, a profession, from doing the wrong thing and still protecting them, that doesn't make any sense to me. We have protections in place for officers that are out doing the right thing and protecting the community, not doing just reckless ass shit like we just seen on I-94. That's not what statute 609.065 was made for. That's not what qualified immunity is made for either. Because and I wish I knew names instead of just calling out state troopers, because for the simple fact of that man put his partner's life in risk. He could have simply shot his partner and not even hit
Right.
Ricky Cobbs. The way this is the whole thing for me, because if they want to put it off that he was fleeing with them still and dragging them, then why are you shooting? Because first of all, before he even took off, shots are already fired. Just because he has the car and drive, the, like I don't. Maybe he drove off because the nigga shot. Good morning,
Definitely.
good morning, good morning. You know what I'm saying? Like let's think about this, because I will tell you right now that I would have did the same thing Ricky Cobbs did last. I would have did the same exact thing. When you're literally asking questions of why you're being detained and they're not giving you nothing, they're saying, that it's not a warrant, it's just a hold, and you're asking to call your attorney, because obviously if it's a hold, right? You've already been through this before, this criminal, so it's already a case. And see, that's the whole thing of it is when you know your rights, because he knew there was a difference between a warrant and a hold. He knew there was a difference. So that's why he asked to talk to his attorney, because there is a hold can be, all you got to do is call your attorney and a hold can be dropped. It's that simple. And people don't even really understand that. It's all you, even that late at night, all he had to do was call his attorney. If his attorney answered, his attorney could have simply talked to the state troopers and be like, this is all a misunderstanding. But no, we didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, Zoe. Of why did it? Because he didn't pull his weapon. The driver's side, the officer that was in control never pulled his weapon. Never pulled his weapon. So why
Send me
did the
links, bro.
huh?
Send me
Oh
links.
shit, I can't. Damn.
Did you
I
put
should
it
have.
in the Did you put it in the one chat?
No,
You
no,
never sent it to me.
no.
Damn.
Yep. But if you go on the
On
urban
your It's on your
conservative
Twitter.
profile and
Bet.
just go, it's a reply to Walter Hudson. And Rev Tim Christopher might be in that too. Damn, I'm sorry. I didn't, I was just gonna talk about it because it was so fresh in my memory. Um, but yeah, if you go to my page, it's a reply. So go to replies. It should be my go up to the hit replies, and then Oh, look at that beautiful motherfucker right
I was
there.
just about to say, what the hell? All right.
All right, so yeah, go down because that's a thread about BLM.
Okay.
So there it is, Walter Hudson, and everyone acknowledges that we have a recruitment. Oh wait, go down one more. We'll go back to this one because this is a good one too. But um, I really okay right here. So he says Ricky Cobb failed to abide by lawful orders and drove off from a legal traffic stop, dragging troopers. This is clear litmus test for who values law and order and who is ridiculous clown valuing criminals over law enforcement and law-abiding citizens. Now, my response to Walter was, it's crazy how we let our political affiliation play a part in how we think and act. Because Walter Hudson, if you think the troopers were justified, we have big issues. Sir, go look at statute 609.065. The trooper put the other in jeopardy. Now, when see this is the whole thing for me of how they're going to try to spin this, but see, it is believes or reasonable believes exposes the actor or another to great bodily harm or death. The trooper put them more in bodily harm or death at threat than Mr. Cobbs did. So I want people, that trooper was nowhere near justified to use lethal force. He was nowhere justified. So he asked it, so he asked a question. This 10 hours ago. Should people legally detained be allowed to run? Yes or no? Assuming your answer is no, because my answer wasn't going to be no, um, as it should be. What other method could have been used? I said he asked for his lawyer. It wasn't a warrant. I meant to say it wasn't a warrant. It wasn't a warrant. So I would have also asked questions. To be honest, the way the troopers were, I would have done the same. They gave no answers to his questions about why they were detaining him. I would have done the same exact thing Ricky Cobbs would have did. I would have pulled off because, first of all, you're not going to sit there and open my
Any of
door.
us would have.
Huh?
Any of us would have. And to be honest,
Right.
it's perfectly okay if you're in danger and you're fearful for your life, and the police that are supposed to be there to tell you lawfully what you did wrong. If you didn't do anything wrong, and you're fearful for your life, you have every right
Right.
to drive off and call the police on those police to express
Right.
that you can call them and say, I don't feel comfortable pulling over to the side of the road and dealing with these police officers. They're being belligerent. Can you send somebody else?
See, and the part for me though is they don't show us 25 minutes of the first interaction because the stop happened at 1:50. They don't start showing us body cam footage until 2:15 a.m. So that's literally 25 whole minutes of interactions with the state troopers that Ricky Cobbs had with them that we don't see. So there's way more potentially to the story than what they are even showing us. So to me, I'm what they've shown us so far. I have more questions. So I just literally want to say that. Like, I have way more questions now than I did when the first video came out. Right. It's get the fuck out of the way. Right. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's people that have never, don't feel like they're black, like Walter Hudson. He ain't never. Now, see, this is TC. So TC I honestly, me, Marcus, Laverne Turner, Brian Warfield, we did he has a podcast called the Black Minnesota Regiment, and he's a libertarian. But what's crazy is I know this guy because he used to be not Hennepin County, Olmsted County Sheriff, and he's called out law enforcement for their wrongs and got fired for it in Olmsted County. This is somebody. So there is officers that literally speak out about shit. Uh, so we also have an oath breaking and constitutional ignorance problem with law enforcement in Minnesota. The perp was wrong for refusing to get out. PA versus Mims. The trooper handled this poorly. I would argue based on video that the 4A was in play. They had no warrant to enter the car. Thank you. When you know your rights, because they stated in that video they had no warrant, so you should not be opening this door. They had no warrant. It was a hold. So there has to be more clarification on this, because in my understanding that a, a, a hold can be, all you got to do is call your attorney and that shit can be dropped. I've been through it myself. I've literally had holds on me where all I've had to do was call my attorney or to call my probation officer, and they were dropped right then and there, and the police just let me go upon my way. So that could have, the same thing that happened with me with holds, because there is misunderstandings. There is misunderstandings, and for people to come out and say that he had a warrant for beating somebody with a woman with a hammer, yeah, no. You can't say that's the same shit that we went through with Dante. We're out here fighting narratives and lies instead of out here to fight for the truth. We have to fight these lies, this narrative, before we can even start fighting for the truth and justice.
Every single time we got to fight for
Right.
narrative.
Every
That
time.
goes back to chain gangs in the Reconstruction era, if we want to get real. But to be honest, for all the skeptics of every single police brutality case, every single one of us is bad or did something wrong to warrant our death. Please tell me how that makes sense. Y'all got to stop with that, because it's getting old and y'all look real stupid. Y'all need to come up with another justification or excuse if that's the case.
Oh man, yeah. And this is the thing too, and I want people to know too, because Kevin Yang, that happened in where they served the raid, they did a raid, a search warrant, and Mr. Yang was killed over in North Minneapolis about 2 months ago. That was justified, right? He had a woman at gunhead. And this is the thing, I'm not making it about no damn dog, about what the warrant was for and all the search and all that shit. Because for me, the man was smoking meth, whatever, on live during a hostage, whatever type situation. And it's saying that he's going to off somebody. Comes out, he's got him and his girl, and he's got a gun to her head. What other choice did they have? You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, we have to call all cases ain't police brutality. They not, because I'll tell you right now, I bet you there's a lot of the same individuals out here that want to say they for our community. If you seen somebody doing wrong and they were about to shoot, you're going to tell me you're not going to take out that threat in your community? Because I know I would. I know there's other people that would too. And that's why that's why they didn't like the Black Panthers. Because not only would, see, this is the problem is, it ain't just going to be taking out bad community members, stopping the threat. This also goes for police officers. This is about self-protection. This is about protecting our community, because they're supposed to protect and serve, and they don't do that. So if they don't do that, who's supposed to serve and protect us? That's what the Black Panthers were for. But yet our government got rid of them. Think about that. Our government got rid of them. And for what? Got rid of it for what? Think about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we really, that's even like somebody sent me a photo yesterday, or I can't even say they sent it to me. It was something that was posted on Minnesota Crime Watch. And it was from the protest, and they were like, these people hate police so much, but then they want to be like the police. And then I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? So the security had a little gold badge on. Had a little gold badge. And it's like, damn. So we get mad because we say they wear a slave catcher's badge, but then yet we wear them too. Make it make sense. And I don't give a fuck what that badge says. If it even resembles anything that looks like the slave catcher's badge, why the fuck do you have it on?
Right.
That's what I want to say. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand it at this point anymore. Like, we have so much division going on, and I see why, because people are scared of the truth. So they would rather they tell us they're giving us transparency, But honestly, it might be transparent, but what's missing is the clarification and the clarity of that transparency. So they're telling little white lies because they don't keep it 110 with us. They don't keep it a buck. Let's be honest with that. They do not keep it a buck. They do not keep it a buck with us, because if they kept it a buck with us, we wouldn't be out here still having to do the things that we potentially have to do to get justice. We shouldn't have to hear threats from our governor talking about he's going to call in National Guard, and we ain't done shit yet. What are they scared of? So that just shows me right
That's the
there.
standard anymore.
Right.
Anytime they kill us, they gonna automatically call the National Guard, because you bet not say shit about us
Shit
killing your
about it.
family.
Right. But that's the whole thing for me, because we haven't even gone to the streets yet. There hasn't been no buildings burned. There hasn't really been, there ain't even been a protest yet where there's been over 300 people yet. So what are they scared of? Because the crowd is not here yet. There's still division all soiled in these streets. So, and I don't see that division going anywhere anytime soon. So for me, there's no point of calling National Guard in, because you're never going to get enough unified people to be out here that you're going to need National Guard. If it's anything, you're going to have different facets of people that are calling out, let's say BLM, of no, we're not doing it this way, because this is not how you get justice. This is how we get more people in our communities hurt. This is how we get people to lose their voting rights. This is how we get people to not understand their rights. So if we're going to do this, we're going to educate. We're going to educate, and this is how we're going to do it. I ain't going to be on long, bro. I'll call you as soon as I get off, probably like another 10, 15 minutes. Maybe not even that long.
Man.
I know, and no, you have a very good question, Zoe. Is how can we fight the lies when we have our own people sitting at the table with these people to water down the narrative? We got to start calling them out. We got to be like, listen, those are not our community leaders. That's like, right, I'm going to reach out, because I want to reach out to Jarrell Perry today, since he was in that meeting with Governor Walz, in that emergency meeting with the black community. I want to know who was at that meeting. Who was at that meeting that was speaking for the black community? I need to speak to both of you guys ASAP. All right, we'll get off here, because we can always come back on later and do this. So we're gonna hop off on this, and give us like 2 minutes, Gemini, and we'll call you. So win or fail, freedom or
Try that.
nope. You can end this. You can end it.